I'm Casey Claiborne, and thanks for watching this CrimeWatch YouTube exclusive, where we take a look back at recent crime stories that have been making headlines in our area and across the state. The federal government says a truck driver should not have been behind the wheel in the first place when he crashed into a school bus. The collision in Bastrop County killed a preschool student and another driver a week and a half ago. Documents show more of his driving history and how he was able to slip through the cracks. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shin has a story.
Jerry Hernandez has been charged with criminally negligent homicide for the March 22nd crash involving a Hays CISD bus, which killed 5-year-old Ulises Rodriguez Montoya and 33-year-old Ryan Wallace in another car. According to the arrest affidavit at the hospital, Hernandez admitted to a trooper he smoked marijuana the night before and used cocaine in the early morning. He said he slept 3 hours at night and took a 15-minute nap in his truck before leaving a job site before the crash. He even fell asleep during the interview. The paperwork says he refused to provide a blood sample and told troopers a car in front of him braked suddenly, but the trooper writes that is not supported by witness statements or video. The affidavit says data from the Federal Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse meant he should have been removed from performing safety-sensitive functions by the company he was driving for at the time in 2020. A follow-up test in 2022 was positive for marijuana, and one in 2023 was positive for cocaine. Documents say his driver's status is prohibited, but state drivers' licensing agencies are not required to downgrade CDL statuses until November 18, 2024, according to changes in the Federal Register. For this reason, Mr. Hernandez's CDL status is still eligible in the Texas DL system. Drew Gibbs, an attorney unaffiliated with the case, provides his analysis.
There can be delay within the administration's reporting to the states, and does the Federal Register report back to the state of Texas? How fast does that occur? I don't know the answer to that. I imagine that there's variances there. But the employer themselves has an obligation to pull that information as well.
The paperwork says the owner of FJM Concrete did not verify the status of Hernandez's CDL or Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse database before hiring him.
The employers have an ongoing duty to continue to check that as the employee continues to work for them.
The U.S. Department of Transportation's Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration declared Hernandez an imminent hazard to public safety and ordered him to stop driving any commercial motor vehicle for in-state or interstate commerce.
The federal government is now working with the state of Texas to disqualify Hernandez's commercial driver's license. We have reached out to the company FJM Concrete, but haven't heard back. Austin police are asking for the public's help finding a suspect connected to 2 hit-and-run crashes, including one that critically injured a motorcyclist. On March 18th, police say the driver of an Infiniti hit the back of a sedan on I-35 in downtown Austin. The victim told investigators the driver never stopped, so they followed them southbound on the interstate for about 8 miles. Police say during the pursuit, the driver of the Infiniti hit a motorcycle from behind, sending the rider to a hospital with critical injuries. Again, the Infiniti did not stop, and according to police, actually sped off. The 2-door Infiniti police are looking for is black in color and said to have a specialty license plate with a star on its left side. If you have any information that can help with this investigation, call Austin Police. A 19-year-old man is accused of shooting his father to death in the Community First Village. Quentin Irvin Davis is being held in the jail on a $35,000 bond. He has a hearing on April 22nd. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shin has details on what led up to the shooting.
Community First Village on Hogeye Road in East Travis County is a neighborhood that provides housing for people coming out of homelessness. On Sunday, March 24th, just after 9:30 p.m., it was the scene of a crime. 19-year-old Quentin Irvin Davis is charged with the murder of his father, 61-year-old Dwan Davis. Court paperwork says Dwan was found with gunshot wounds near a bus stop in the village. Witnesses say 2 people fled in an SUV. Deputies pulled over the SUV at the intersection of Elfin Cove and Elfin Way and found Quentin and a pregnant woman who lives with the suspect and his mother with blood on their hands. Quentin told deputies the family had a baby shower for the woman the day before, and Dwan was upset that Quentin's friends had been disrespectful to Quentin's stepfather. On the 24th, Dwan asked Quentin to take him to the store, and they kept arguing about the same thing. Quentin was going to leave the car at Dwan's, so he got his stuff out, including his mother's gun, but accidentally took the keys too. Quentin told investigators Dwan came running with a broom and there was a fight. He said Dwan told the woman she'd lose her baby, caused her to fall, and stood next to her holding a broom. The affidavit says Quentin says he shot his father, and eventually Quentin and the woman went to drive to Quentin's mother's home. The paperwork says surveillance video showed a slightly different story. The detective writes she saw Dwan coming with something in his hands. The woman yells, "You better put that broom down." Dwan says, "Where are my keys?" The woman grabbed the broom and the two began to struggle. Quentin told Dwan, "Hit her if you want to." The woman says, "Try me." Quentin says, "I'm going to shoot him." The woman tells Dwan, "You aren't going to hit him, you aren't going to hit me, and I'm going to dot him in his eye." They keep struggling with the broom, and Dwan yanked it and turned, causing the woman to fall. She says, "You're going to make me lose my baby." Quentin fires 2 shots at Dwan and then 3 more towards Dwan's back, and he collapses.
Police have arrested a woman following the death of a child in North Austin. 31-year-old Brittany Bailey is charged with injury to a child, a first-degree felony. Medics responded to a call to the Revel Apartments on North Lamar, where they found a 3-month-old who was unable to breathe. Emergency services took the baby to a nearby hospital. The child died 5 days later. During the investigation, Austin police discovered the baby's twin sister showed signs of non-accidental injuries. Child abuse detectives later arrested Bailey for those injuries. A Travis County jury has acquitted a man accused of murdering a constable's son. Last May, 52-year-old Stacy Easley was indicted for last March's shooting death of Johnny Edmondson, who was the son of Travis County Precinct 1 Constable Tanya Nixon. According to arrest paperwork, a witness told police Easley shot Edmondson in a domestic disturbance. Jury selection in this case began Monday, with testimony taking place throughout the week. Early yesterday, the jury deliberated and returned a not guilty verdict. In a statement, Travis County DA Jose Garza thanked the jury and expressed sympathy for Edmondson's family. A teenager is recovering after being wounded in a triple shooting at an apartment complex in Southeast Austin last month. He describes what happened that night exclusively with Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis.
I felt that I wasn't going to make it.
On the night of March 3rd, a group of teenagers say they were trying to meet up with some girls at the Douglas Landing Apartments in Southeast Austin. It's a place Austin police have responded to at least 10 times this year.
It is a high crime rate area with drugs, violence, things like that.
At around 8 in the evening, police found 3 people shot.
All were juveniles, and they were all transported to local area hospitals.
17-year-old Neil Raymond Melendrez Jr. was in critical condition.
I got shot 4 times, 1 through the right arm, then 1 on the side and 2 in the back.
They say that since he took the most severe of the bullets and he took the most bullets, that he was the intended target.
And Melendrez says he wants to know who was after him.
Do you have any idea why someone would want you dead? Why they would shoot you?
No, ma'am.
Austin police have not confirmed any arrests in this case.
Are they still going to come after him?
For Melendrez's safety, he's been recovering out of town.
The detective said, look, we can't actually say, okay, if you put him in a rehab here, that, you know, he won't be in any danger, or the workers or the other patients won't be in any danger. So it's best if you just, you know, put him in somewhere that's outside of city limits so you won't have that risk.
Melendrez says he's relearning how to walk as he suffered spinal injuries and had 2 surgeries.
Are you still hurting?
Yes, ma'am, my bad.
I'm very pressed on, like, pressuring the detectives and things like that to get the appropriate information in order for them to lock up whoever did this to my son, because he's got a long road to recovery.
It's unclear what will happen to Melendrez when he's back on his feet. He has a criminal history. He currently has an active warrant out of Austin for theft of a firearm. Melendez's mother has started a GoFundMe to help with the bills associated with his recovery. We have it attached to this story at fox7austin.com. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch.
University of Texas police say they disarmed a man who threatened them with a knife. This happened on Guadalupe, not far from MLK, on March 28th. Campus police say they disarmed and arrested the suspect within 5 minutes of being dispatched. UTPD reminds people to call 911 if they don't feel safe around campus. Crimes can also be reported on UT's Live Safe app. Right now, we don't know if the suspect is facing any charges. Austin police are looking for a man who robbed a store with a butcher knife. This happened in January at the Dollar Tree on Montopolis Drive. Police say the suspect compelled a store employee to open the register at knife point. If you know anything about what happened here, call Austin police at the number on your screen. The Bell County Sheriff's Department is looking for a missing woman with a broken leg who was recently in South Austin. Deputies say they're concerned for the safety of 50-year-old Erin Bertrand. She was last seen around 7 o'clock on the evening of March 27th near West Ben White Boulevard. Deputies say Bertrand has a history of mental health issues and is currently using crutches. She drives a dark blue Toyota 4Runner. If you know where she is or have any information that can help find her, call police at the number on your screen. An appeals court has overturned a controversial Texas voting fraud case. Crystal Mason, the Fort Worth woman who was previously sentenced to 5 years in prison, responded to the ruling along with her legal team. Mason was convicted of casting a provisional ballot while she was still under supervised release for a felony tax fraud conviction. She said she didn't know she was ineligible to vote, and the appeals court agreed the state needed to provide more proof that Mason intended to commit voter fraud.
It's been really rough. And when I got the news yesterday, I was just overwhelmed with joy. It's been a long journey. My plans is to keep educating people on how important it is to vote. I want to really outreach to the youth, and just keep doing what I've been doing with my organization. Just staying positive and just getting out there, letting people know how important it is to vote.
The reversal was not entirely unexpected. In 2021, state lawmakers amended the election code, saying people cannot be convicted only because they signed a ballot. The law now requires more evidence to back up the accusation of voter fraud. And finally, in Houston, a man will be sentenced after pleading guilty to sexually assaulting a woman who has the mental capacity of a child. He was extradited from California, and there were multiple hiccups in the court process, but the victim's mother says justice is finally being served here. Fox's Abigail Dye has the story.
It's been a long time coming.
It has been, and we have prayed for this.
Praying for her ex, Jared Williams, to see his day in court.
You didn't expect this from him. So the betrayal was something that you can't even describe.
Kobe Martin says in 2020, Williams lived with her and her 29-year-old daughter.
She is intellectually, developmentally delayed. She ranged from 2 to about 5 years old.
One night,
for whatever reason, I had a strange feeling in my stomach that said, check the phone. I actually found something that changed our lives forever.
Martin went into the recently deleted folder on Williams' phone, where she found a video of Williams sexually assaulting her disabled daughter.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It played over and over in my head like a nightmare.
She called police, confronted Williams, and he
jumped out of this bedroom window, barefoot, barely clothed, and ran.
Making it all the way to California.
I was looking for like a dog bounty hunter type character. Yeah. And I'm like, does this really exist?
It sure does.
You orchestrated this arrest all the way from, Harris County to Orange County.
Yes.
David Adams figured out a plan to get Williams to this California Walmart.
As she was doing that, I was getting things organized with the Orange County Sheriff's Department.
As you can see, they got him and extradited him back to Houston. Last week, he pleaded guilty to the aggravated sex assault charge.
It's about time that, he gets sentenced for what he did. And it's on with him and God.
Of course, we would love a life sentence. We would love for the citizens of Houston to be protected from such an evil person.
Thanks for watching the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch YouTube exclusive. Our Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. If you missed them, you can watch anytime on our new Fox Local Connected TV app. It's free to download, and you can watch on multiple platforms like Roku and Apple TV. Just scroll down from the live player and look for the CrimeWatch section. For more on the stories highlighted in this episode, you can head to our website, fox7austin.com, and don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.